We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging.
I'm Emily Rohr, the founder of Rohr Remedy. We're Australia's most unique skincare company. We're one of the only companies that focus exclusively on the potency of Australian botanicals. It's very much a journey about our family. So my father's a dermatologist, and then my husband comes from a long line of formulators. His father was a chemist, and his great-grandfather started the first soap and candle factory in Western Australia. So we have family formulas dating back to the 1890s. Rohr Remedy skincare products are really unique because the Australian botanicals are proving to have huge cosmeceutical and pharmacological benefits that are like no other plants in the world. The kakadu plum, or gummidge, is a fruit that's native to the northwest of Western Australia, and everyone eats gummidge. Our streets are lined in gummidge trees or kakadu plums, so we've known about the health benefits of gummidge since my kids were young, and the science is now proving that it does have the highest source of vitamin C in the world, which is quite extraordinary. Vitamin C is really good for your skin. The biggest problem in skincare is keeping it stable. And because we use this biomimicry extraction technique, we take the whole of the gummidge. So we take it at its peak optimum time, and we're finding that our extract, when it's tested 3 years after making, the vitamin C is still as potent. We're very passionate about what we do, and we're really proud to take the great Australian bush medicines from the tree straight to your face and skin. And we feel that you're benefiting from these superfoods. And we're proudly Australian.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to Openshop on a very, very proud day for all of us, introducing you to one of the most unique brands I have ever personally seen in the skincare industry. Not only Australian made, but Australian made with wild harvested Australian ingredients, using the indigenous landowners to help harvest, using these ingredients that have been 40,000 years in the making, completely rich in antioxidants, vitamin C's, vitamins and minerals, more so than other ingredients right now found in skincare, and all harvested ethically, environmentally, sustainably, and with products that can't be any more organic than they are. They span huge areas of the Australian landscape, in place, in situ, next to other plants that elevate and amplify its growth and its potency. And that is what wild harvesting is all about. We're going to delve into this remarkable product. We're going to introduce you to something that is more than organic. It is wild. It's as organic as you can possibly get. And it's been harnessed so incredibly beautifully, back with natural ingredients that your skin is going to love. I'm so glad that you've joined us. Let me introduce you to Emily Rohr, the Rohr Remedy lady. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Thank you.
And welcome to our lovely Jaren. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. Thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you to all of our viewers that are tuning in today. We've got a very special guest here as well.
Yes,
Emily.
we have. Emily, it's so exciting to have you. Rich in history, we're going to talk a lot about the Yulparija people, the land where you've harvested from, but also let me delve into you, lovely lady. The heritage of 4 generations in chemistry, in formulating, in dermatology. Tell me a little bit how you ended up here.
Well, it's been quite a long journey. I married a Broome bloke. You never know who you're going to fall in love with, which was a good thing, I guess, and ended up living in Broome. And I was very lucky to work with a lot of, Broome's it is an Indigenous town. I always think of it as a Yaru place, and of course you live and work in that culture. And we end up setting up an Aboriginal art gallery there, and had that for 22 years, I think it is now. And through that process, we ended up working with this amazing, extraordinary group of people, the Yulparija, as you mentioned, from Bijadanga. And they wanted to record their stories. And so we had a studio that they were working in, painting. And as part of the process, I'd pick some of the old girls up in the morning. They go, "Oh, so-and-so's sick, we've got to go and get this bush medicine." And, you know, over the years, I became very interested in these plants because they were everywhere. And the incredible knowledge that these women had about how to prepare the plants to use for various ailments, and you know, it cured everything. And so my kids grew up with these. I was lucky enough to introduce it to my own children to use.
And Jaren, you'd know the importance of this message being handed down and not lost generation to generation, right?
Yes, definitely, especially something so historical, you know, the ancient teachings of the longest and living culture in the world. You know, it's found right here in Australia, my culture, the Indigenous Australian people. Being able to, it's a huge lesson that we get taught from our elders, is that the passing of each lesson, from whether it be hunting and gathering, you know, women's business, men's business, these important lessons that are being handed down, and making sure that we still remember and also tell those and share those stories, not just within our community, but share it to the world, because this is a huge thing, especially, you know, coming from the longest surviving culture in the world, you know, coming off the back of all these beautiful and abundance of fruit and vegetation that you can only find in our backyard. Something that I'm very proud of, speaking about my culture, you know, being a proud Indigenous man from the Cairns region, you know, the similarities we have with the certain fruits and foods, and how we can share that with the wider world, the public, and people need to really, I don't think that there's enough emphasis on why we need to have these special superfoods that you can only find here in Australia. And
this is it.
And this is
I mean, our continent's, you know, nearly 4 billion years old. A lot of these bush medicines have been used for 40,000 years, and what we're discovering now is that the potency, like you said, Jaren, is so rich. You know, 800 times the vitamin C in a kakadu plum than in a blueberry, and hundreds of times from an orange. And so, what does that mean to us? It means that we have in our hands something that can be extracted, as you said, Emily, without any degradation of that vitamin C. Now, we talk a lot about this in skincare and in beauty and in nutrition and in health and wellness, about being able to harness the food as a whole and have all of those active nutrients beneficial. So we're going to talk a lot about this. I want you to stay with us. It's going to be a really interesting show. We're live, by the way, guys. We're live. I'm so excited to have you all joining us to share you something so unique and so different. If you're tuning in, I want you to email us. I have my iPad here, live@openshop.com.au. Now, if you are watching from that region, the Great Southern Desert, if you're from the Yulparija family, please email us. I want to know that you're watching, and I hope we're doing you proud. And I get goosebumps, I really do, to be able to share this amazing story about bush medicine. We are so unique. We are so different here in Australia, and we have something to shout to the world about. These ingredients are now being exported and used in around the world. We have it in its best potency and its most incredible strength because it's been wild harvested. I'm going to start off with the kit. Everybody must buy this today. Okay, Everybody has to buy this. It is your 1, 2, 3-step cleanser, serum, moisturizer. 301280. It's your Rosalina face cleanser. It's your tiny little bead, foams up, no sulfates, no parabens, no nasties, no added fragrance, nothing in there that's going to be sensitive to your skin. Just beautiful, wild harvested ingredients. You've also got the Lily Pilly Omega-3 face moisturizer. It is divine, divine. We'll get to that. But the big key hero item in this kit is this guy here, the Kakadu Plum Vitamin C Face Serum. It 20% of what's in this bottle is the Kakadu Plum Wild Harvested Biomimic. So everything that's in this plum, every little nutrient that's in this plum has been extracted and maintained and is in this serum. And when you pop it on your skin, you are going to see benefits in anti-aging, evenness of skin tone, lines and wrinkles. All of the vitamin C is one of the most touted ingredients, along with vitamin A and along with something like a hyaluronic acid, as the kings in skincare. And it doesn't get better than vitamin C wild harvested. Now the offer, $22.25 are your payments on Afterpay, saving $26. This is an exclusive deal to us here at Openshop. Exclusive deal, beautifully boxed. Check this out. I'm just thinking, girls, so many presents just sorted, so many gifts sorted right now, right, Jaron?
Yeah, it's
Can
awesome.
you imagine?
Oh, it's a perfect gift. I was blessed with the opportunity to take some of these gifts home or not gifts, these samples home and have a try by myself. And just seeing the packaging, I think packaging says a lot about when you get something new brought home, and it's coming into that festive season, you know. And I'm thinking straight away, I've got so many nieces, even uncles and aunties that, you know, I know that how good that natural flavors that are coming into this skincare range itself. I've even had a chance to try it myself, so it does cater for all skin types.
Yes.
And
Boys and girls, right?
Yeah, boys and girls, and I've had a really good experience, especially with the body wash that we'll touch on earlier later on.
Can I give everyone the details for that? You just let the cat out of the bag, Jaron, but we were going to show it to you because you just got to add it to your order. Just add it to your order. It's the Good Morning Sunshine, and it's the body wash and the body moisturizer. Honey Myrtle body wash,
yes.
so good. And so Desert Lime body moisturizer. Remember, when we're putting things over our entire body, this is when we want to go as chemical free as possible. And Raw Remedy, Emily, and by the way, saving $18 on, that's why I say just add that to your order. Just add it. $12.25 are your payments. In the shower, divine. Emily, can I quickly first talk about what you don't put in Raw Remedy, because obviously we're going to delve into Wild Harvest. I want everyone to know straight away that you use pure ingredients.
We love clean beauty. You're not sick when you're doing your daily regime. So I think it's really important to be as natural as possible, and I feel very strongly about that. It's your largest organ in your body, so you know, you don't really, it's so exposed to chemicals anyway through our lifestyles. And so I think it's really important. I believe strongly in clean beauty. I refer to it as clean beauty.
So no parabens, no sulfates.
Oh God, no.
No added fragrance, so no synthetic ingredients, no fillers, no binders.
No fillers, no
jazz.
binders. It's 100% pure of what it is. So we use macadamia oil, for instance, in the Lily Pilly. With the Kakadu Plum, we actually do use an organic form of aloe vera, because that's obviously not wild harvested.
Right, yes.
And then you touched on hyaluronic. We use actually a rain from your country, rain forest tamarind seed.
And tamarind seeds,
the tamarind seeds, and they're a natural source of hyaluronic acid.
Isn't that brilliant?
So it reduces your wrinkles. We can find a lot of these things, like the hyaluronic, like the vitamin C. They make them in labs, but they're not as good as how they're created in nature, because it's a 40,000 year process,
This is it.
and nature needs it stable for it to be active.
So let's talk about this, the heritage, because this is where Raw Remedies is like nothing else you've tried, right? So not only are we seeing ingredients that are 40,000 years old, these bush medicines, but we're also looking at the culture of family history, the message that's been passed down from generation to generation about, and I want you to tell everyone at home the story, and Jaron, you'll be able to jump in on this as well, is that, you know, the women of your Porija people will say, when we're looking for the best potency ingredient, they know what else to look for growing near it. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was extraordinary, because we'd pick a lot of the old ladies up for work, and I always kept an axe in the back of the troopy when we'd go out, because you never knew when you were going to be called to chop some leaves or get some bark. You know, you've got to be prepared for everything. With those.
Especially out on country, you got to be prepared.
Oh, absolutely. And so, and I thought I was getting pretty good at recognising a lot of the bush plants, me pretending that I knew something. Really, I'm in kindy. And I'd go, oh, look, there's one of these great plants. And they'd say, no, Emily, you're wrong. You know, that's a rubbish plant. And I'd go, why? But that looks like the other one. Oh, no, you've got to get the one with the right plants around it. So it's the whole ecosystem, which I just find so fascinating. I mean, we can learn so much about farming and maximising the nutrients. And as a result of that, the testing of the wild harvested Kakadu plum is actually 200 times higher levels of vitamin C than plantation grown.
Wow.
And so the science
Can I just reiterate that?
These women knew.
Can I just reiterate that, everyone? As opposed to something that has been farmed.
Yes.
Rows and rows, right? Which is our conventional way of farming. We're going to do a row of cabbage, everyone, a field of cucumbers, everyone. This is about saying, let's let it grow where it naturally grows well. And this is under very harsh conditions, arid conditions, not a lot of rain. Sometimes there's drought, sometimes there's fire, but it's very, very harsh climate. These plants have had billions of years to stand the test of time and become so strong and so resilient. And the culture, the people who have harvested these ingredients know where they grow the best. And that brings me to the difference between being certified organic or having an organic badge, which we all love and we all look for, and we know that that's a great thing, and wild harvest. Your wild harvest, which means it's very hard, in fact, can I say impossible, to certify organically, because look at it, right?
Exactly.
It is a lot of space, right? And it would cost a lot of money to even do a small amount of certification.
This is very, very true, and it's one of the problems. And one of the reasons we chose to do this was because a lot of our family and friends were getting their land back, and suddenly they had big patches of land, you know, which is a huge asset and fantastic.
So good.
And they're saying, well, what do we do? You know, we want to use the land to generate income, but we might not want to do mining, or, you know, and so people were looking for things to do. So we really saw an opportunity to merge, I guess, my family history. And my grandchildren are Indigenous, and they're from the Nimbinbur mob and Larrakia, so shout out to them.
How deadly.
And so they help pick this gubbinge here, or Kakadu plum. We call it gubbinge actually in Broome.
Gubbage.
Gubbinge. So, you know, we had all these people that have this land, and it's a great asset, and they want to keep culture strong. They don't necessarily want to turn up at the beauty fair and be doing that. So I tried to do the things that were probably the things that I had expertise in, which was the dermatological, family history and pharmacological. So we can meet all the requirements and the scientific side of things and do that. And so we feel very strongly about working with countrymen where we can, because...
Well, it's what Jaron was saying, right, Emily, is that we have a very important role to play to keep this alive. to share the message and to pass it on. It's almost like it's not just a privilege, but it's a really important job. And for you to be able to go in and say, let me help you take this amazing ingredient to make people's lives better, because we as women, we want beautiful skin, we want to have the best skin that we can have, we want to have less chemicals, less toxins, and if I can do that and look after the environment and support Indigenous culture and help these tribes and cultures to be able to live where they love, where they belong, that which they own and their elders own, and so on. It just warms my heart so much on every level. And I'm loving that you guys are loving it. I need to give you an update. I have to reiterate an exclusive pack for us here at Openshop. Cleanser, huge serum. That's your hero right here. A huge serum that's going to last you so long, morning and night. And then you've also got your Omega moisturizer as well, which is oil-based, so it's going to feed your skin that lovely top. Remember, the serum goes in, does all that work with the vitamin C, boosting our collagen, helping our elastin. All of that, the moisturizer goes on the top and seals the deal and plumps the lines and wrinkles. And don't forget the morning sunshine. You're loving this as well. That is your body wash, giant body wash. I love the packaging. I love the packaging. You've also got your body cream as well, $49, down from $67. Treat yourself to this because it's something you do every day. You're looking after your skin every day. You're showering every day. Well, I hope you are. I hope you're showering every day. So you want to eliminate anything in the shower that has heaps of sulfates, heaps of fillers, heaps of synthetic fragrances. Replace it with this. It's divine. Okay, let's talk Kakadu plum. What did you call it? Gubbinge. Okay. I mean, you must have grown up with this, Jaron, right?
Well, unfortunately, no. Like, this is quite native to a certain part of Australia. Where I come from, the east coast of the country, along Innisfail region, we're seeing a lot of different fruits come and go into season, especially something really quite prominent that I did find in one of the ingredients that is used in this wonderful skincare range that we have here was the quandong.
That's in your area.
That's in my area. Yeah, the quandong tree it's an abundance up in far north Queensland, and it is really such a superfood, because one thing we get taught by our elders is that we watch the animals what they eat, and that sort of was like our research, and what they didn't go to, that was obviously a big sign of like a big no, don't touch that type of food. So a lot of those things that we used to do is watch the animals and what were they eating, especially with the quandong. The most prominent, I guess, animal that was eating the quandong was the cassowary, and the cassowary in my traditional language of Juru is called the gundoi, and the gundoi, which is otherwise known as the rainforest gardener, that would eat this fruit, the quandong, and plant it obviously naturally along, and that's how it became the rainforest gardener. But watching the cassowary, the gundoi in my language, watching him eat the foods and which fruit it would eat, that would be a big sign of like maybe that's something that we could try and then find out later through scientific discovery that it is quite potent in anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, all these things that we need that are they're just jam-packed with health benefits. And it's only just recently, this has been something that my people have been discovering for thousands of years, and it's only just coming to light. And something like Rohr remedy that has brought, I guess it does the same thing to me. It does warm my heart, because it's like my culture has a chance to share that knowledge.
That's right, and you've always known it.
Yeah.
And we go and do clinical studies, and now we know it as well. Aren't we smart? But you know what? I love the amalgamation. Let's talk about the Kakadu plum, because this is unbelievable. 20% in the serum is Kakadu plum, is the Kakadu plum vitamin C. Okay, so this is, first of all, we need to know that when we're putting something on our skin that says it's got vitamin C, we want to know where it's from and how much is in it. So this is what it is. The vitamin C in your Rohr remedy vitamin C serum is made with Kakadu plum. It has been used for 40,000 years as an important bush medicine and superfood by Indigenous Australians. It is exceptionally high vitamin C content, exceeding by hundreds of times of any other fruit in the world. Hundreds of times, guys, of any other fruit. And it's also recorded concentration of up to 5,300 milligrams per 100 grams compared to oranges, which are 50 times. So that's like 100 times, right? 100 times that of oranges. Now, what does that mean to us, Emily, when we are wanting to get a skincare that is natural, that is effective, that is not just claims on a bottle? What does that mean that I'm using Kakadu?
Okay, well, our extraction process is quite unique. So we don't macerate it, so we don't damage the fruit. We pick it at its most optimum time. When we get it, we use a concentrated extract. So when we get it in, it's orange almost, you know, it's rich in colour. And it's full of tannins. So, which in skincare, everyone thinks, oh, clear, white or whatever. You know, for us, we have that, you can look at it and you can see it's
a
got
little bit
colour.
brown. It's like a little orange.
It is. And that is the tannins from the extract, and that's because we're using proper extract.
Nice.
Now I know you can buy vitamin C from chemists and things like that, and that degrades very quickly when it's oxidised, exposed to air. Whereas, of course, with the Kakadu plum, it's got all the excipients and the derivatives that are kept intact, and they stabilise that vitamin C. And we've actually had it tested 3 years after we've extracted it, and it's as bioactive, the vitamin C, 3 years later.
Wow.
So this is where
So
we
it
are
doesn't
different.
degrade.
Does not degrade, but where we're different too is that we have such a high percentage. I get offered Kakadu plum because obviously we sell products with it in, and people will say, yeah, here it is, and I'll look at the sample and it's clear. Someone's just waved one of these over a bit of water and saying they've got Kakadu plum in.
Well, they make a claim, don't they? So they put the tiniest amount in, we really won't have any efficacy. When we talk about the Kakadu plum, the vitamin C serum, it's a hydrating, oil-free serum in an aloe vera base, and that aloe vera is organic. 20% wild harvested Kakadu plum, biomimically produced. In other words, all of the nutrient profile in that wild plum is equal to the serum in the bottle. Okay, guys. You've also got the tamarind seed extract, which is a natural source of hyaluronic acid. So you've got that moisture boost, that hydration boost as well. So it's a proven anti-aging regime. Vitamin C is spoken in the skincare industry as being the king, one of the king vitamins, that and vitamin A. What that means to us is that if we are using it in the right percentage regularly, with the right extraction process, we will get amazing skincare benefits. It's in a stable situation. It's been tested to last for 3 years. Now, what Emily was saying is that so many vitamin C's that are either synthetic or they've been extracted, they become the solubility and their efficacy plummets the moment it's mixed with anything.
Yeah, when air particularly will oxidise vitamin C. So
I want you to have a look at this serum, because I was really excited when I saw the colour.
Because it means it's natural.
Because it means it's natural. It still bamboozles me, Jaron, that manufacturers think that we want to see white or clear. So they put things in there like dyes and stuff, but I want to see exactly what the ingredient is. I want to see that colour, and that's what we're seeing there, the natural, lovely colours of the Kakadu plum.
And it is quite natural, and honestly, I'm no skincare expert, but I have done a bit of research in terms of what natural ingredients actually does, especially when it comes in contact with your bare skin. And I was just watching your hand, Carla, and just seeing how the serum that you've actually put on there, the kakadu plum, it's just sunk straight into the skin pigment. So considering that that is natural ingredients, that vitamin C, that high levels of vitamin C and the antioxidants from the kakadu plum going straight into the body, you know, compared to, you know, you're using another, you know, a skincare range that has all these, you know, chemicals that are cooked up in a lab, you know, putting that onto your skin compared to a naturally resourced, you know, wildly harvested.
We just don't need to, Darren, do we, Emily? We can pick up a skincare routine right now that is harsh chemical free, toxin free for $89, and a lot of you are right now. And by the way, this is going to last you a long time. It's an exclusive deal to us. We've had it beautifully, a gift box for you as well. Express free delivery. And if you've been wanting to get more out of your skincare and you want to go toxin free and you want to support an Aussie brand that also supports the Indigenous culture, then you just can't go past Raw Remedy. It's unique, and this kit is exclusive to us here at Openshop. $26 saving, cleanser, serum, as well as your beautiful moisturizer. By the way, the certification we should touch on, because although it's physically impossible to certify every ingredient that is from this region, it's just impossible to do. It has been certified. You've got the eco certification, and you've had a lot of university studies, Emily. Talk me through those.
I love science. Obviously, my father-in-law and my father are both scientists, so this is why we used a lot of the old family formulations, because we like the fact that they're scientifically proven. So we tend to use a very clean formulation basis.
Is this your old pharmacy?
Well, this is my father-in-law's chemist, so they started the first soap and candle factory in Western Australia. And I do also want to touch on something you brought up, Jaron, about the natural products, because they work by keeping them whole in the plant. Nature does the heavy lifting, so it works. You're absolutely right. It works synergistically with the skin, and that's why it works differently on each skin type. So, and can be used for men and women, because if, say, you need more vitamin C than I need, because I've been using it longer or whatever,
well, that's right.
It'll work differently. And that's all the excipients and the derivatives that are in there. And that's why we have commissioned a lot of studies with the universities. They're very interested in the Australian bush foods and medicines. Obviously, we should all be growing these in our backyard and hopefully eating them. I mean, these are very edible.
Yes.
We all had some a bit earlier.
It was a little bit tarty, but so good. So good. So the university studies are looking at efficacy, potency, and that's where we've been able to show you the stability of the vitamin C as well, and also the comparative potency to other fruits and vegetables. And I think also what I love about this story is, and I think we're going back to this too as a globe, is that we can't take something out of an area and hope that it's going to grow well over here just because we want to. No. And we can't grow something out of season just because we want to, right? And I kind of like that. I like that I long for a nectarine in summer. I don't want nectarines all year round.
No,
I want them when nature is going to deliver them to me and it's full. And so the same as when we eat food and we eat it at its best nutrient level because it's been grown well at the right time of year and in the right environment, my body gets the best kind of nourishment. Same as with this. And you talked, Emily, a little bit when we had our pre-production meeting about sometimes there is a less of a yield depending on what's happening with the environment. Sometimes there's a better yield. You know,
and so the vitamin C levels do vary. And we do get people saying, well, what exactly is your vitamin C level? Well, because we work seasonally and we work with nature, there are natural variations in it. So some seasons the yield is higher. And this is why we put a high percentage in, so that we can have a base level of vitamin C. So we know that you are getting that vitamin C. And the other thing about the Kakadu plum is that it has a high oil content. That means, because it's in an aqueous or a water-based solution, so it's great for oily skin as well. And in the tropics, I live in Cairns and Broome, so between those two places, in wet season, I definitely don't want to put a lot of oils on my skin.
Which, by the way, you have incredible skin. I've just been sitting here, you know, stalking you.
No, please.
Looking at your skin. I wasn't actually listening to a word you were saying.
And I've got such Irish skin and worked in the desert, and unlike all the old people, they've got the beautiful melanin in the skin and pigment, and so their skin's so much better with the sun.
And that's the beauty of eating from the country, eating from the land. You know, things that are naturally grown from the earth. You know, these things, you know, especially diet-wise, you know, putting it into your body, it's going to show on the outside. You know, and having something like the Kakadu plum, it is, I would consider the holy grail of bush medicine because of how potent it is with the vitamin C, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory
And it's no
properties.
accident it's growing right here where we need it the most, right?
Exactly right.
I mean, let's think about it for 1 second. You know, your skin would be so much more pigmented.
Oh, it should be terrible.
Right?
It should be terrible.
Out of that heat and broom.
Absolutely, you know, and I'm not as young as I once was.
So let's not forget as well that you know, we're putting on a serum here that's going deep into the layers. This is not only, you know, bush remedies and amazing wild harvest ingredients, it's also backed up with science. You know, the delivery system, the active stimulating the growth of collagen. This is all done with 4 generations of dermatology and chemistry coming together. You've got the vitamin C, you've got the gallic acid, you've got the glycosides and the allic. Now, what are those ingredients? I don't know. Are they from the Kakadu plum as well?
Yeah, they are. They've got high levels of those, and they're what they consider the stabilising elements. But they also are enzymes that are precursors for the production of collagen, and they also give it that oily texture. Even though it's a water-based extraction process, it ends up feeling like oil almost in its pure form. That's really good for skin absorption because for it to sink deep in it's got to get past that first layer of down into the epidermis, and it does that by the oil will go further than just pure water-based products, and the high oil content of these help deliver that. And also too with the cellular, the vitamin C and the antioxidant, which is also the quandong in that, and that's one of the most antioxidant products in and
that's the body wash.
Australia, and that's in the body wash. And what that does is it works on a cellular level, and it coats the cell, and it'll scavenge for free radicals, and it reinforces the cellular wall, which helps carry it deeper down into your skin.
I need to recap this deal because I still have yet to share with you the cleanser as well as the moisturiser. If you have pigmented skin, if you have dry aged skin, if you have age spots, if you have lines and wrinkles, if you have puffiness, this is your kit. This is your kit, and it's wild harvested, beautiful indigenous ingredients, $89. I'm so excited to bring it to you. The First Love kit, down from $115. You have a full money back guarantee. In it, you're going to get your Rosalina face cleanser. It's a foaming cleanser without any sulfates, 50 ml. You're going to get your Lily Pilly face moisturiser. That's omega rich formulation, and of course the amazing Kakadu plum vitamin C 20%. That is the powerhouse of brightening and anti-aging, pigmentation, aged skin. That is your kit, and you've got, of course, your money back guarantee as well. And be quick for the stock. We are live right now. If you're watching a repeat show, we might be right down to our last numbers. I know that we already were talking to Emily in the meeting about reorders. We're like, can you just get everything ready for a reorder, because this is going to go crazy, and it is. So well done, everybody. Body wash as well as your moisturizer also going crazy. $49 down from $67. Beautiful natural cleansing ingredients, nourishing on the skin, antioxidant. Going into summer, we want antioxidants in our body wash. Why? Bacteria, guys. Sweat, dirt, grime, all of that. We want to cleanse and keep the pH balance in our skin nice and supple. We don't want to strip our skin. We will get to that. Let's come back and talk about the other two products. The cleanser I want to touch on because cleansing is so important to protect the lipid barrier of our skin, that natural protection layer, that resilience that our skin has to be harnessed and nurtured in your cleansing process. If you strip it, you are stepping back. Okay, you're taking one step backwards. Now, Jaren, you've got a nice little bowl of water there.
Yes.
Can you grab the cleanser? In fact, we might pass it to you. I used this, I've been using this for a week. A teeny, tiny bit. Seriously, like a pea.
Oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
You can see right there.
So that's going to do your entire face and decolletage. So don't be surprised by the size of it, because quite often our cleansers, and this is another bit of a myth. You don't need a massive big bottle of bubbles to cleanse. Look at that. add some water to that.
Yeah,
Jaren.
I might have to.
Because you want to get some.
We gave you far too much. You literally need a little thumbnail.
So let's talk about the cleanser. What's in there, Emily?
Okay, well the cleanser's very interesting because it's got the most gentle surfactant that you can use, and the surfactant is part of this new natural technology, and that's what makes it foam and cleanse. And so we use one that's recommended for newborn babies, so it's very gentle on your skin. The Rosalina is fabulous. We love the Rosalina. It's got the profile of a combination of tea tree oil, so it's got that antibacterial properties of tea tree.
Lovely.
And also lavender. So it's soothing and calming and beautiful of lavender. So it's a really interesting profile. So it cleanses deeply.
And it takes your makeup off.
It'll take your makeup off. It's fantastic.
You can take it over the eyes, and it lathers up like teeny tiny little beads.
That beautiful
Kari's
cleanse.
popping some on as well. Yeah.
To lather
Yeah, how much did you do, like a pea?
Just a little less than what you gave Jaren.
Good.
So a little drop.
Yeah.
Because it does go a long way.
Yeah, it goes a long way. Over the skin, cleansing,
here.
protecting that lipid barrier on our skin. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
A little bit of moisture. Get it lathering up beautifully, and then you can wipe that straight off, and you've got skin now beautifully prepared, pH balance, ready to take in that amazing serum. Don't underestimate the power of the cleanser, right?
No.
It's so important. I mean, you'd know this coming from a family of dermatologists, right?
Oh, you've got to cleanse because it builds up, and that's what leads to clogging of pores and things like that. So it's really important to cleanse your skin, and especially in the city.
Yes.
You know, when you're living in the city, you're exposed to a lot of things. When you're in the bush, you can probably get away with it.
You can miss a couple of days, but someone like myself who is quite new to having a skincare routine in place, how important is it to cleanse the face in terms of just the because I do know that sometimes I have tried different cleansers, but I've always had that really, that afterburn from a
dry, like your skin feels really tight.
Really tight when it
Yes.
draws it out too much. You don't get that with this cleanser, do you?
No, it's a very gentle cleanser, and that's because I tend towards dry skin. I mean, we all tend towards a certain type of skin type, but what we find with Rohr Remedy, it works with your skin to optimise your skin. So you shouldn't actually be, even if you tend towards a particular way, you should have optimums. If you're looking after your skin properly, it should be at its optimum level, and that is what we aim for, and that's because we work with nature, and so we use these really gentle, natural cleansers, so it won't dry out your skin.
And I love that you use tea tree. I think it's one of the only essential oils known that is antimicrobial, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory. Like it's everything, and we in Australia grow the best, and the Indigenous culture have used it for everything.
We've got fabulous myrtle family. It's all the myrtle family, so they're all very bioactive.
Shall we move on to the moisturiser, because this is the product that you pop on after your serum, and it's almost like a blend. If I can explain explain it to you like this. It's like a moisturiser and an oil together, because I love my facial oils. You know I love my facial oils, everybody at home does. But the moisturiser is cream, but it's got this lovely oil feel, and it's rich in omegas. Tell me about the ingredients, Emily.
Okay, well, lily pilly, which it grows all around Sydney and is a fabulous plant, and we really wanted to use an ingredient that is in the East Coast that everyone has in their backyard. They're often used as a screening plant. They've got the bright red fruit, that's what we use, and they're rich in anthocyanins, and anthocyanins are really good for the skin because they're the enzyme that they are the precursor for creating enzymes that are necessary for the production of melanin, which acts as a protection against UV damage and things like that.
Wonderful.
And so it's really important, and also for collagen production. But the other thing is about the lily pilly is it's slightly astringent, and astringency literally means binding together. So what it will do, it'll bind with dirt and remove that, but it'll also bind with the proteins on the surface of your skin to form a protective layer.
Lovely.
So it works in quite a few ways. We also use macadamia nut oil in it as our main oil, and that is super rich in omega-3, so that works really well. So we've tried to bring together quite a few different ingredients that will work with your skin, and just but it's quite a matte moisturiser, so it doesn't leave a shine, which is really nice as well.
I think, that was one thing that I noticed, because sometimes when we are incredibly dry, which a lot of us are, dehydrated, we tend to kind of reach for lots of heavy moisturisers or lots of oils, and what can happen is we all of a sudden look like we're glazed, right? And we're going to try and put some makeup on. It's like, nothing's going on that. So when you put this moisturiser on, can you see that is completely absorbed? So the astringent quality of the lily pilly is allowing it to really tone the skin. The hydration has gone into that top layer of the skin. It's soothing, it's calming, it's hydrating, but it's not oily or shiny. So it's this perfect balance of omegas and nourishment, sealing the deal. So remember the difference between your serums. The serums are going to that deeper layer of the skin, working with the collagen and the elastin production. The moisturiser is plumping and nourishing that top layer, and you'll feel it the moment you put it on, that lovely aroma as well. The texture is beautiful.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, and talking about the texture as well, but the scent that you actually have left over from the moisturiser, if I can go for a quick sniff.
It's quite floral, isn't it?
It is quite
What is
floral.
that?
That's beautiful.
What is that?
We use a bit of rose in there
It's
as
rose,
well.
that's it.
But it's also with sandalwood too,
Yes.
which is what we were talking about earlier as a
So it really-
perfect toner too. So it almost works because they're great for toning as well. So.
Beautiful. Okay, so that's your kit for the face. I need to give the item number for it one more time, because we are losing so much stock. This is the launch of Rohr Remedy, our very first ever, and I've never seen a brand like this. It's so exciting to be able to celebrate wild harvest ingredient, Indigenous culture, Australian brands, a coming together of science and of nature and of cultures, and to be able to bring it to you for just such a small outlay of $89. This is your skincare routine for the next 3 months, guys. This is not like a little sample box or anything like that. This serum, this moisturiser is going to last you for a good 8 to 10 weeks easily if you're using it every day. And I want you to use it every day because I want you to see results in your skin. And if right now you're not getting the results in your skin, vitamin C, one of the most potent vitamin C's on the planet right now from the Kakadu plum, you will see results without a doubt. Pigmentation, aging, sunspots, firmness, pores, lines and wrinkles. Vitamin C is the bomb. All right, now I want to share with you also the good mornings. I want you to think about this as just throw this in your cart. Because every day you're getting in the shower, you're using a body wash, I want you to chuck out anything that has synthetic ingredients. Why? Because you're using it over your entire body. And if you get itchiness, if you get scratching, if your skin's really dry and scaly, if you get eczema or derma, anything like that, that just has to go. Replace it with a really gentle cleanser with beautiful, lovely antibacterial and antimicrobial and antibacterial ingredients. And look how smart your house is going to look with the packaging as well as getting the body wash. Normally it would be $67. And look, honestly, out there you will pay $60, around $50 or $60 for one beautiful body wash that is natural ingredients with natural botanical ingredients, without a doubt. You're getting on top of that a full-size body cream, which a little goes a long way as well, all for $49. What a great gift for yourself. I want you to buy this for yourself first, okay? Then others. It's like, you know, what they tell you on an aeroplane. Put your mask on first.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you that self-care begins.
That's a beautiful analogy. That fits quite well with this.
Look after yourself first, then you are much better equipped to deal with everybody else.
No, that's it. But like going off the back of that, Carla, just looking at the packaging that we have right here, look at that. Like that, to me, I'm thinking like my mum, my aunties, my nieces, my cousins, you know, people that you're stuck for gifts for. This is going to be a perfect gift. You look at that package there. You've got the what is it? The First Love
We've done
kit.
like a Jenga stack. I don't want to touch
there
it.
You go. Yeah, and
like I'll touch it once and the whole thing's going to go. So yeah, this is the box here that the body wash and the body comes, and then all of your these little individuals come in this one if you're buying the skincare kit. So you're so right. Can you imagine?
Beautiful packaging. Isn't that something that a lot of ladies look for? Like, isn't that packaging is everything?
It is well, you know what? It's the holy grail if the product's amazing and the packaging looks good, because then you've got a beautiful decorative item as well in the bathroom. Oh, here comes Barry. Thanks, Barry. You need to slow down. You're working way too hard. Good morning, Sunshine. Now, look, if I found this under the Christmas tree, I would be a happy camper. Happy camper.
Definitely.
Right? Because sometimes, guys, it's not that hard to make us happy. Not hard. Not hard at all. You know, something like this, and if you're thinking about, oh, hang on, it's a body wash. It's a beautiful body wash. It's a beautiful body cream. And it's supporting a wonderful family and culture in Australian business as well, which just adds to that. Environmentally friendly, culturally so exciting. I want to talk about the ingredients in the body wash because lemon myrtle, and you talked a little bit about the myrtle family, right?
It's honey myrtle.
Honey myrtle.
Even
better. So in the myrtle family,
yes.
Tell me.
Well, the myrtle family is very Australian, you know, although the New Zealanders are trying to pinch it with manuka, but that's just
They always do that, those Kiwis. The
Oh,
pavlova.
the pavlova.
Everything.
We've never got over the pavlova.
The pavlova.
Oh, yeah. Have they tried to claim the pav?
Oh, well, we know that's Australian. But honey myrtles, we get it from the southwest of Western Australia, actually, and it's such a beautiful scent. It's got that honey smell, but it's got all the bioactivity of the things like tea tree again, and the manuka, dare we say manuka, but and so it is a really fabulous cleaning and antibacterial, you know, it just gets in really deep. And of course it's got the fabulous antioxidant and high in vitamin C as well, Kwangdong actually.
Kwangdong, yes.
Of the Kwangdong, which we know is a superfood. So that combination is really good. And the desert lime's really interesting because that formulation, my father used to fly to a lot of remote communities to do dermatological work, and he would go into a community and he'd had this fabulous what we call an extemporaneous script for kids with severe eczema. And so the formulation for this is based on that script. And so what that means is the dermatologist would write up your script, you take it to the chemist and they mix it specially for you.
Right.
And so this formulation is a very old dermatological one for kids that are really allergic, but it's super moisturising and gets in really deeply.
Because my son has eczema, I've got it under control.
Yeah, it's a battle for people.
It's a battle for people
so
because
hard.
even the most natural ingredients can cause irritation.
Oh.
And a lot of it's from inside out as well. It's not just topically, but it's also what's in your diet and stress and chemical exposure, all that kind of stuff. So to have something that harmonizes, because a lot of it is it's exasperated by dryness.
Yes,
so you might already have it,
definitely.
but if your skin that gets dry and you're nervous about putting anything onto your skin that's going to react even worse with it, having something you can reach for that actually nourishes, and all of a sudden your skin isn't as dry and isn't as irritable, it's so good for if you have any kind of skin eczema and dermatitis. So that is, I love that that's a formula. I mean, this is the lovely marriage that the 4 generations, the culture,
Yes.
the Indigenous women and men, all of that coming together. It's this amazing marriage of so much knowledge, so much history and so much culture. I've got one more sneaky product for you. Are you ready? If you thought you'd already, I've got both kits, Carla, I'm done. No, you're not. Because you're going to want this lip balm. You're going to want it. It is Gumby lip balm, and I swear if I lose it, I will cry. Because I change my handbag every day, I move that lip balm from handbag to handbag to handbag. It is so good. Gumby, really quickly, what is it?
Gumby comes from southern Queensland, northern New South Wales. We've actually got some here. This is a leaf from it. It looks a bit like a gum leaf. It looks like a gum leaf. It's really good. And, you know, traditionally it was used...
Oh, gosh, I shouldn't have asked you. I've got 20 seconds left.
Oh, God, okay. It's fabulous.
Tune in next show when we will talk about the Gumby. Darren, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on
Such
here
a
as well,
blessing to have
Carla.
you here. Thank you, Carrie. You're welcome. And Emily, oh my gosh, I can't wait to have you back again.
Oh,
Can you come
so
back
much.
again?
Well, if you ask me, I'd love to.
We will be. Thank you so much. Enjoy your warm remedy. Bye, everybody. Bye.